some nice, let's see what happens on us. I want to thank all of my new subscribers. Even if it's one person, that one person is going to make a change. And let me tell you, I hope that I'm not recording this and it's blank. I went through a thing recording a couple of times where you gotta excuse the shirt. I just got out of church and I just changed my bottoms and I went to go walk Peanut because he had to go use the bathroom, and yeah, it was just, anyway, I digress. But it's been a long time and I know it's been a minute. Let me see. I think the last time we talked had to be around May, and it's now to August. It's August. I've been on Venlafaxine for, what is that? May, June, July, for about 4 months now. I bumped up to 150 megagrams, and Venlafaxine. Just a brief story on that. If you haven't seen it before, I will always say it. I'm just going to give a quick rundown of it though. But I was having just some anxious thoughts, really high anxiety. Now that I think about it and I think back in my past days and months and times and stuff, I can say that it has been a little better for me. I got like a little rash or something going on in here. I don't know what it is. See this right here? All that's a rash. That is a rash. I don't know what that is. See, it's not over here, but it's over here. So I gotta see what this is because it's not cool. It's not cool. And it's funny because over in this area too, well, that's back up in there. Anyway, I'm digressing. But we're gonna see what that is. So I've been on Venlafaxine for about 3-4 months now, 150 megagrams. I started off because, again, I was just really anxious, or now that I know I've been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and post-traumatic stress, a little bit of attention deficit disorder. And yeah, those things are real. Regardless if you are in God or not, yes, prayer will help you to get through it, but it still doesn't take away the fact that you have it. Okay? Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to get too big on that part of religion, but however you perceive it as, as long as you know that God is who He is and He can heal and change things. Next thing. So, just an update right now. Things have been a lot smoother for me. I had an outbreak. I have to say that. I had an outbreak with my father. And it was because, one, I didn't really read through his message or my message. But the key factor is what was said was just mainly something that had to be said or that should have been said a long time ago. And most people would say to me or to anyone is that, why didn't you say that before? Well, I'm just built different. I'm just not like you or the other person. I found out that the majority of the times what's up, baby? Are you sniffing where I was sitting so you can sit there? Okay. I just found out that the majority of the time when a person is telling you something, 9 times out of 10, they're going by their personal experience. So that's why it's key to know who you're taking advice and opinions. What do we say what they are? All right. If you haven't already, while I'm talking about this, comment, like, and subscribe. Really, 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 really wish and would love for you to hit the like button, because something about algorithms and everything like that. But I truly believe that if it's meant to be, it will be. I believe in destiny and manifesting that and putting that into the atmosphere, and that all that's going to work. If you also notice too, just doing something with my hair. You see how I'm going off on different topics because this is all going to go back to where I was. But I'm also doing my hair here, and I don't want to say, yeah, I'm doing locks again. This is my second journey for doing them. I think this time they're going to be a whole lot thicker or whatever, but I just believe I have beautiful hair that locks up pretty well. I believe there's a good part of us that have hair that can lock, and that locks very well. Not saying that there's some people that don't, but there's just some people who hair can lock and it just looks beautiful. I mean, I've seen some locks, and I'm like, they look kind of dingy, you know, and not because they didn't take care of them or because they wasn't oiling it. It's just some people's hair are better looking with locks than others. Okay. Anyway, so as far as I'm concerned, he keeps doing this pooping sound with his belly. Anyway, so what I'm going to go on now is about the argument I have with my dad. I'm back on topic now. But basically what I was saying was what was said was basically something that was inside me that should have been said a long time ago. Now, many people would say, well, you should have been talked about that. You should have already discussed it. However, I'm the type of person where, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and forgive. But the part about it is if something's happened to you that's traumatic, you won't forget it. So you can disagree with me if you like, or comment below if you disagree or agree, or if you have something to say on that. Is, you know, the word they said, forgive and forget. I truly believe it's hard to forget it because it's going to be there. I believe that forgiveness is easier than forgetting it. And why I say that is because it's going to be with you. If you're a child, you remember something that happened to you, and when you're 40 years old, like myself, because I had a birthday on July 16th, so I'm 40. And so anywho, and I'll get on that too. If you're 40 years old and you feel that, you know, you're not where you want to be, don't beat yourself up for it, okay? First of all, be happy that you're 40 years old and that you made it, because a lot of people didn't and took every day for granted. Okay, so you'll get older and then you'll realize it wasn't even worth all that. At the end of the day, I kid you not. I have a grandmother who's 94 years old, and she lets me know that it's better just to get old with time than to try to better to get old with time and enjoy it than try to live up to a moment that you probably will never be able to, you know, enjoy. Just make every day the best day of your life. Back on scene. So I had told my dad something, and it was mainly because it was some things that had happened in the past that I forgave him for. However, it's hard to forget. And I told him that, and I said, it hurts, and it's still a part of me, and it will always be a part of me, but I don't use that. Now, that's where the difference comes in, is when you use your hurt and your unforgiveness, when you use what happened to you as harbored unforgiveness, and you use it to hurt the person. Now, I could have launched out and said some things that was hurtful, but I just mainly said what I felt and how it made me feel. And I'm saying all that because I want to help someone who is struggling with anxiety or generalized anxiety or PTSD when you get into a situation where you feel as if you can't talk to the person. Because for me, it was just like all these came into one, and I just blacked out, and all I knew was, this is it. This is the end straw. And it was something I was asking him for, and it wasn't that he didn't give me what I asked for. It was just a key word that triggered me, and that triggered opened up the gates to past hurts and just things that have been going on in my life that I really I'm going to say I have them under control, because I'm thinking about conversations I had with people. But just remember that you can have things under control, but some things do get out of control. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just for instance, you can put sandbags up, but that water gonna come through. So my main thing is that it's something that's gonna find its way through one way or another. Okay, you can stabilize it, but some things gets out of control, out of hand. Moving right along. So I was talking to him through text, because I believe that's the way that we better communicate. And I didn't say any really harsh things. I just really said how I felt. And I did apologize. Say I didn't mean for it to come out this way, but I guess God intended it for it to come out this way. Even though when I found out that the way that he answered was because of what I had said, but little did he know that helped out a lot for me as far as my aspect of thinking and how I think and how much damage is there. And I was talking with someone and they had told me that I'm giving mixed signals, and that kind of triggered me as well, because I didn't understand what they meant by saying I was giving mixed signals to my father, when I was just speaking up on all this that was inside that I didn't want to say, because I do what everybody says is you forgive and you forget, and you say, you know what, it's not even worth talking about. We just gonna throw it on out there. We're gonna start over again. We're gonna start fresh. I got a steam. We're going to start over. We're going to start fresh. We're going to start new. And, speaking about Steam, if you have a Steam account or a Twitch account, I do go live on Twitch, and it's random when I go, because you know me, I got to do things randomly. I believe when you do things randomly, some things randomly, because decency in order, but when you do some things randomly, that's when you get your best results. You can find me on Twitch and Steam as Majestic Lioness. That's it. If there's there's only one Majestic Lioness, and it's not _375. No, it's just strictly what? And Peanut. You wanted me to get him on there. You want to get on the camera? So it's Majestic Lioness and Peanut. Let me get Peanut because he wanted to get on the camera. Come on. You know, I think his stomach is hurting. Let me get him right quick for you guys. Come on. They want to see you. You want to see them. So this is Peanut, guys. Here he is. Isn't he just the cutest? Yeah, his hair growing a lot longer too. And so he sits here. Want to go back over there? Okay. So yeah, Majestic Lioness on Steam and Twitch. And like I said, if you catch me on Twitch, I would go ahead and give me a look at. Go ahead and get through, drop by, and if you tag in or you follow me, once I'm done with my stream, I will definitely give you a shout out and have people to go and follow you and watch you on your live stream. I just believe that showing love is love, and yeah, we need to do that more. We need to stop being such a cancel culture and being such a desensitized culture, and being such a culture where it's, I guess I'm just gonna have to say it. It's just everything is the same. I mean, if you look on Instagram and Facebook and all this other stuff, you scroll down, everybody looks the same. So I do my best to be different, because I am different and I'm unique, and there's only one me, like there's only one you. So why are you trying to look like everybody else? If you got a big nose, have a big nose. With me, I got two holes in I'm two missing teeth right now, and that's because I didn't take care of my teeth. I'm gonna just be honest like that. We need to be honest. What's wrong with that? That's like people don't want to talk about poop. Everybody poops. Everybody. Your mother had to clean your poop, and your mother probably gonna clean your poop when you get older. You probably gonna be cleaning their poop. Come on now. Everybody poops. Everybody does it. Anyway, I'm just saying all that because I believe we in a society now where people are just trying to make it and doing what everybody else is doing, and society got us thinking that way, when we really need to understand and know that people just like you when you're your natural self. I mean, if you ever been around somebody and they really enjoy you being you, or you just really relax when you're yourself, that's cool, instead of being all mean and uptight like some people. But yeah, basically I just went on for that tangent for a minute because that's where I guess I was led to go. But just be yourself. Anyway, moving right along here. So but I did make up with my father, and I did apologize, which I have no problem doing, especially when I know that I'm in the wrong. And I used to even apologize before, even if I wasn't in the wrong and I stood my ground. But at where I am right now, I said, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not calling anybody. I'm not reaching out. Sometimes you do not have to be the bigger person. Sometimes you just have to stop being the bigger person. And even if they don't come to you or whatever, you can be the bigger person just by keeping your ground. Just by being nice, just by being straightforward, just by saying, hey, hello, how are you, and keeping it pushing. You do not necessarily have to be the bigger person by always apologizing all the time. Sometimes silence speaks volumes. So keep that in mind. Now, as far as the Venlafaxine and the pills with that, I have been taking that. I've also been prescribed another medication because I have hypertension, which is not due to blood pressure or anything like that. I've just had it because I had anxiety, and that's how it builds up. So I can have it under control, but my blood pressure will go up, which would start me to shake and tremor and all that other stuff. So I've been taking that, which I believe also has been helping with anxiety as well. It's been known to treat anxiety as well. As far as side effects, I believe I did stop taking my Venlafaxine because I said, oh, I'm cool, I don't need to take it anymore, or I would forget to take it and then I'll just skip a day or two. Big mistake, because I was starting to get like little body tremors or the brain zaps, which are not fun. How do I know it? It's because when I wasn't taking it, when I wasn't taking my medication, it was hard for me to walk. I couldn't, I didn't like the feeling. I would clean my room and I would just, pass out. Not because it was hot, but that's the side effect. At least for me, I know that happened for me. So if that's something that you are wondering about or you're asking or you want to see, I would say make sure you take your medication every day. I know we're human beings and we're not perfect. Even robots mess up. However, you just really got to understand and know that take them every day and at the same time if you can. Okay, so that's that there. Relationship. Let me see. I finally, this is something that I'm coming into grabs right now, right? I'm not into it, but I'm getting the understanding of this whole them, they, and I'm just going to be transparent right now and saying that I don't know, when I think about same people together, because I got to be careful about what I say, I'm just like, each his own. I'm really at that point where I'm like, let them do what they do and stop being judgmental. If that's what they want to do, then fine. Let God sort them out and be the judge of it. All we have to do is just love. But the one thing is, okay, you don't have to be all down each other's throats and stuff. I don't give a care if you gay or straight. Last thing I want to see is people swapping saliva in front of me. I mean, even when I'm watching a movie and I'm like, ugh, how they just kissing and then they just, I'm like, what the, you know what? Ugh, that's spit. Okay? A nice little peck is good. That's it. I don't see why all that extra tongue, and that's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. Do you know that the tongue, to me, is the most disgusting thing ever? Do you? Because you eat and this stuff gets stuck in the tongue, and that's why you brush it. That's why you brush your tongue. Disgusting. Anyway, I digress. So, that's with that there. Movies, a quick update. So movies, I watched The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and I finally seen Spyro. I did not understand it. They could have kept it. The Purge, I've seen The Purge, a little bit of it, and I didn't watch the whole thing, so I'm just biased with a little bit that I've seen. What other movie did I watch? Oh, the one that I can say that was really good, it was hard for me to watch, but it was still good, I believe, was Escape Room Challengers Edition. I think that's what it's called. That's a good movie. That's a really good movie. If anybody want to comment in below and give me a reason to watch The Purge again, or your views on the movies that I threw out, which was The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, Spiral, and then Escape Room Champions Edition. Let me know your takes on those things, okay? And like other people's comments too. Spread the love. Spread the love. I guarantee you, if you do one good deed once a day, it will make a change for the rest of your life. What else can I say here? Yeah. Turning 40. What else can I say about just turning 40? I don't know. I'm happy now. I've come to the. I'm glad that I'm on the medication that I am, because I've come to the conclusion and understanding that I don't need to rush in a lot of things. Sometimes I do feel myself when I am rushing and hurrying up, like going to take a bath, a shower, brush my teeth. I gotta rush, because I was programmed to do that for so long. And when I finally am at the point where I like have peace and clarity, I'm saying to myself, you know what? I do not have to rush. I can take my time. I don't no longer stress over the fact of getting up, getting dressed, making sure that it's weird. I would stress over the fact about getting up and getting up on time and making it to where I need to do, and trying to figure out in my head what I have, and noticing that because now I'm on leave. I've been on leave from work for some time now, on short-term disability. I'm looking at him right now. Look like you okay? Look like you gotta go take a deuce. So I've been on some leave now, pretty much needed leave. I would suggest that if you have a clinical reason, then diagnosis to take leave, then you should take it. And when you take it, really really take it. Really take that time out to. He's looking at me because he ready for me to sit and watch Walking Dead with him. That's what we do. We sit and watch The Walking Dead, the original series. Yes, regardless if I am old or whatever, not. That's why they got it on Netflix, so you can watch from the beginning to end. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, I've seen a couple of comments. I do thank you for your comments. I would say that I do take my time to read the comments, and I will comment back, and I will show you love, because I believe that's what you're supposed to do. And I'm going to show and love at each and every comment, regardless if it's good or bad. If it's a negative comment, I'm just going to pray over it and pray for you and your family, and hopefully that everything goes okay and all right in your life, because you don't need that. Okay, you can just put it in your back pocket. Okay, let me see what else can I talk about here, because it's only 15. I had one that was like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, and my silly self switched up the gears. So I'm praying that I'm actually recording this time, and it's actually getting and picking up my voice, because if it's not, I'm going to be hurtful. Anywho, another thing is my conclusion here. I was just thinking about this. I was talking to myself and saying, you know what? People who tell you don't tell anybody, normally to me are people who gossip. People who got everything to say about your business. What I mean about that? Well, I mean that if someone was to tell you, hey, I got something to say, but don't tell nobody, that person that said don't tell nobody tells bodies, okay? They tell nobody, they tell everybody, they tell somebody, but they tell bodies. So whenever someone starts off like that, I'm like, why would you say something and tell me not to tell nobody? Okay, or they got a trust issue, all right? Because, I mean, if you don't want me to tell somebody something, either it's not meant to say, or, oh, I had it in my head. Whenever somebody tells you not to tell somebody, either it's not meant to say or they gossiping and they don't need to be knowing or they ain't got nothing to do with you. And especially if they ain't got nothing to do with me, I'll be like, all right, well, that's them. You know, I'm just going to pray for them. Put them in the prayer book. All right. Was I talking about my sexuality? And that I'm not considering it, but I'm looking in many different directions and seeing. So if I do have tendencies, I used to be a long time ago. I believe it. I feel like it's dormanted. It's dormant and it's sat back and it just studied and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna see about that though. I know there was someone that I was reading a comment, one of my subscribers, where you were taking Venlafaxine, and I believe you said that it had you feeling like you were in the clouds. I still get that moment, and for me, it's just when I realize, man, I used to be so wound up. I used to be so, unfocused. It's just amazing how the focus and clarity that I have. Now, mind you, I still would have my rapid thoughts or racing thoughts and catastrophizing. I'll have that, and it'll last for a brief moment, but it'll stop. It would not be continuous. Now, there may be some times when it would last about a month. Normally when that happens, either A, I didn't take the medication, or B, I didn't really confront what was that had to be said. So when that does happen, I would normally call up the person and say, hey, I got to get this out, because if I don't, it's going to damage me, it's going to ruin me. And I will make sure I'm tactful in saying it, because some people are very, don't have any tact. Is it tactless? All right. Some people have lack of tact when it comes to addressing someone, and it's a shame. But for me, if I've been harping over this for a week, a month, and I'm starting to get insomnia, which for me signifies that I'm dealing with an issue. It would be insomnia. It would be the continuous thoughts. It would be the worry. And hold on a second. I'm trying to look at them. Hold on a minute. Let me go put him on the floor. I think he got to go do some things. All right. Because sometimes he'll do that, and then sometimes he just don't want to be, sometimes he don't want to go to sleep. He fights his sleep. I don't know. Anywho, so yeah, I notice what my triggers are, and I would go off for about a few minutes. At first, I wouldn't allow myself the privilege to do that, but I would go off for as long as I can. I wouldn't say, maybe if it's that day, I would go off just that day, and I would say to myself, well, this is what's going on, and this is what's happening, and this and that, and just go off and just blurt it out, even if it means like writing in a journal. And then I'll stop, and then I'll think back what all I said, and then I say, that makes sense, or that don't make sense. However, I don't continuously fret over it. So what my advice to you is, if you are having those anxious thoughts and those worryings, what is that? If you're having those anxious thoughts and those worryings, the best thing that I can say is blurt them out. Go into your room and tell people, I got to go talk right now. I got to go talk something out. And they can call you crazy or whatever, but talk it out loud. Do what I'm doing, get on Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is that you go to, let it be your outlet, and write it down. And then once you do that and you have no other words to say, for me, I just stop and I watch TV. And before I know it, I would remember that I was talking to myself and discussing what went on, and I would filter out what needs to be filtered. So it sounds weird, but it's just how I talk things out. It's just how, and then the next day comes and it's much more clearer. So it's kind of like I still have these rational thoughts and stuff, and they just going through a filter. But this time when they're going through that filter, here we go. But this time when they're going through that filter and everything, they get caught and they get tossed out at the end of the day. And then whatever passed through the filter is what I wake up with the next morning, and I would say, wow, I was really upset about that. So basically what you need to do is just give yourself the ability to be upset, to be mad in that moment. Don't let it linger on anymore. Now, if you can't, like I said, I would suggest getting help, seeking therapy, or whatever it is that is best for you. And I'm not a medical person, but that's what works for me. Therapy and medication works for me and Jesus. So those are the things that works for me. And I found out I can't wait to get through talking to you guys, because I had to turn off my air conditioner because I live in an apartment. And my apartment is a studio, and my studio has no central air. I have like a floor model air conditioner and a fan. That's what I'm talking about. Embracing what it is that you have. Talk about it. Do not be ashamed of it at all, because there's some people who would love to have where you are, would love to be where you are. If anybody is always downing you about where you at and how you need to move up, then you don't need to be around them. 100%. And somebody need to hear that. If someone is always trying to tell you what it is that you need to do and how you should be somewhere else, do not, and I repeat, do not be with them anymore. Tell them, okay, and that's the last day that you're going to hang out with them. Because anybody who really does love you, they're going to accept you for being you, and they're going to see that you're doing better. You know, they're going to help you out. They're not going to downplay you from where you at. They're going to build you up. If you are, if I live in this apartment here and someone says, oh, are you comfortable here? And they see that you're comfortable and that you're happy, they won't say anything about it. But if they constantly tell them what you should do and get out and move out and stuff like that, If you say, I don't like this place, you be like, girl, you got to this and that and it's nice. You know, if they are encouraging you, keep it. But if they're like, yeah, you take it away. Take it away, Jesus. All right. So, yeah, there we go with that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, because did it stop or is it keeping on going? I don't know how long it is. I think that's the time that I had on there. I thought this here was the time, but obviously it's not unless it stopped. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, because I'm going to put on my air conditioner because it's hot as Hades. And I just wanted to let you all know that if nobody told you today, I love you, you are worth it, and you did marvelous today. You did marvelous today. You put out your best shot. I ain't talking about those that ain't did nothing. Okay, because self-help don't need help. I'm talking about those that gave it some gusto and went for everything that they know, and it's moving and striving towards the difference, okay? So just wanted to tell you that, and always remember, as I say all the time, that you pay attention. No, opinions are free, but you pay attention to advice. And if I didn't say it in the beginning, I'm probably going to have to re-put it in there. Hey guys, I am off on Mondays, and you're watching See La Vie, and these are reviews that I thought you knew, where I talk about mental health is mental wealth. So thank you for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and always remember, go for what you know. Like who like you, not who you like. I repeat again, like who like you, not who you like, because in the end it's going to end up better. Work smarter, not harder.